show Kung Fu Life, what we want to show and what we want to display is how the discipline that we call Chinese martial arts or Kung Fu, can relate to and can benefit everyone. 97 to 90% of the population that is more interested in weight loss, more interested in lowering their blood pressure, more interested in stress management. CEOs that are interested in increasing productivity of the workers and in the workforce, this type of thing. These are things that they are not aware that martial arts or Kung Fu can benefit them in. But these are things that we want to show and demonstrate that they can derive benefit from, through martial arts.
You've mentioned multiple styles of Kung Fu. So what style do you do?
Well, first, in the general sense, it doesn't matter what style I do. Everybody's so hung up on this style and that style, and this style does this and that style does that, and this style is better than that style, and this style is not so great. Bruce Lee put it. He goes, there's no such thing as different styles of fighting. It's only different styles of training. And when they invent a human being that has 3 arms and 4 legs, then he'll have a different style of fighting. Till then, it's the same human being doing all of it anyway. So, in the general sense, it doesn't matter what style I do, because the style is just a door, it's just an approach, it's a curriculum. And the whole purpose of the curriculum for the individual is to transcend the curriculum itself, you see? Now, on the personal level, style does matter to me because I have to like it, I have to love it. For me to want to go through that door, want to accept and absorb the curriculum and then transcend that curriculum. And so the style that I do is called the Hongga style. Hongga means a Hong family. It's a style that comes from the southern part of China, from Guangdong province. And the current leader of the particular lineage, which is the Dongfeng lineage that comes from Hongfei of the Hongga style, is my Sifu. And his name is Grandmaster Frank Yi-Chi-Wai. I've been following him since 1989. And Hongga is characterized by the typical Shaolin ideal of strict attention to the foundation, to build a strong foundation. Without a strong foundation, your Kung Fu can't grow and develop. And the movie culture back in the 70s and the 80s with the famous Hongga Grandmaster and movie director, the late Lau Kar-leung, who passed away earlier this year. And I was very lucky and fortunate to have met his last disciple, Mark Houghton, and became brothers with him. And but that's how, I came to Hongga, so to speak, or Hongga came to me, basically.
What about the spiritual side of Kung Fu? How does that relate into combat?
Wow. There is a spiritual component, first of all, to Chinese martial arts, to martial arts in particular. Kung Fu is no different. And first let's identify what the spiritual side of martial arts is. Is Kung Fu a religion? Absolutely not. It's not a religion. Are Kung Fu people religious? Maybe. It all depends on their particular religious preference. In Kung Fu in and of itself is not religious. But Kung Fu is a path to spirituality. It is a spiritual path for this very simple reason. Kung Fu at its root is dealing with the realities of life and death. And anytime anyone, including so-called atheists, anytime anyone is really dealing with the reality of their own life and death, they contemplate what could be after their death. Bottom line. This is why Kung Fu is spiritual in nature, because it addresses the most final finality that we know as human beings, and that's death. Bottom line. Anything that actually deals with the event of death, mainly your own, is going to touch upon the border of spirituality, because you are dealing with the difference between you and your body. What do I mean by that? To be a soldier, to really be an effective soldier, you have to see the mission as greater than yourself. When you see the mission as greater than yourself, the ideal as greater than yourself, then yourself, your flesh, is expendable. Only then can you be an effective warrior. Only then can you be considered a true soldier. That when you accept the idea that your life is expendable and your life exists only as a tool for something greater than you, that's a warrior. But that's also the spiritual path. In reality, what are we doing? We're practicing to die. We're practicing, but better than that, we're practicing how to die. You see, it's like Gandhi said it. You know, the difference between the superior man and the inferior man is this, or the difference between the warrior and the average man is this. We all die, but one gets to decide when and how. And that's the spiritual side of Kung Fu. How does it relate to combat? I think it answers itself. You got the individual that has already accepted death as a possible mission parameter. It's the most dangerous person on the planet. Most dangerous person. He doesn't care at this point. The martial mindset, or the military mindset, is not the competitive mindset. The competitive mindset determines your self-worth by whether you can beat someone else. It's not martial, it's not military. The military mindset is, I'm willing to sacrifice something greater, willing to sacrifice myself for something greater than myself. And everybody, from children to adults, can understand that. Whether it's sacrifice my life, health, welfare for my family, for my country and community, for my ideals and principles and standards. Or it's my 11-year-old daughter sacrificing an hour on the Xbox for her homework. It's still the same type of sacrifice. It's you're sacrificing something of yourself or the willingness to do that for something bigger than yourself. Thanks for watching. My name is Sharif Bey. Welcome to the Kung Fu Life. So for the next show, one of the next upcoming shows, we're going to do, the importance of Kung Fu stopping power, why that's important, So there's a little quick demo for that next show, right? Okay, go ahead. All right, come on with the camera. Okay, lean. Okay, make sure you see this area here. Ready? Okay. Ow! Get close. You see it developing? Yeah. Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, that's about 10 minutes later. Yeesh. Go ahead, it looks nuts. Yeah. Medicine did the job.